Someone came into my chat yesterday and informed me that someone on the OCE in the duos trial was cheating. And like always, I always try to come with a lot of evidence, and we're going to see in this video, is this a really good up and coming player, or is this player in fact cheating, and possibly his teammate as well? Let's have a look. I'm going to show you guys some clips, and I'll show you guys my point, because this is the type of player where usually on my channel, a lot of it's super obvious, and I think this one's probably not as obvious, but let's get into it and see what happens. Okay, but we're going to start with this first one. It's okay, he knows these guys are here. He jumps on this kid. You know, hits a double pump. He's going to be using double pump, which is a lot harder to tell when they're cheating. But once again, I always relate it to crosshair movement. Maybe I can show you guys what I exactly mean by crosshair movement sometime in like a paint shot. But even right here, it's a little weird. Maybe his teammate has flagged to him that he was here. But the accuracy, like when he was moving up to this, I'll show you again. So the accuracy I have, like with this, even this situation, right? He knows he's in the bottom left, and you can tell before he comes up, he knows he's in that bottom left, and for no reason. Okay, so they're gonna push these fights. But one thing he's doing here, like, so confident to get no piece control and knowing there's two people here jumping in, is just really weird. Something a cheater does a lot. Zero piece control jumping into two people is, no matter how good you are, always a bad idea. And it's crazy. A lot of people right now are saying Fortnite's dying. There's a lot of reasons, right? Like, it is at an all-time low. But a lot of people don't talk about this one, which is cheating. And cheating is a huge part of it, because now, you know, when the OGs are left in the game, like, League of Legends is different for cheating. You know, Roblox, all these other big games, Minecraft, the cheating is different. This is a more competitive shooter-style game, and if the cheating is rampant, and then you have all these other game modes stealing it, it's gonna matter a lot. And then the other big one I've always talked about is AI. It ruined public matches, so you either have to be top tier playing tournaments, even if you're gonna stream, right? Like, nobody wants you to just watch you run around mad up doing nothing, eliminate AI, and finally get in a real fight at the end. Nobody wants to watch that either, and it's not fun. A lot of people stop trying, even if they go to squads, right? And you play with random people. What's gonna happen? You're gonna land at different spots trying to kill AI, and then one guy's gonna go down, and then they're gonna quit. The game's gonna be ruined. Then you're gonna run into a sweaty team finally at the end. Like, it's a broken meta. But this guy's so clearly going to this stuff, and tell me where you see this guy's going to this bush, and he's gonna do this about 3 times in the same game here. So he's shooting this bush, right? Okay, we see them come in. There's, like, you know, we may have seen people fly bear, but I just don't believe what he just did. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't believe that. And then watch his crosshair placement on this. It's every time you can tell when he's pressing a certain trigger. Not this. Watch right here. Locked onto his head right there. What was that? On his head right there. There was like 3 shots there. And where it was, there's no way. That was not human. That is robotic. That looks like some type of aimbot. It's the accuracy he has in it too. Like, this next angle he plays, this is super suspicious, right? Shooting this bush again, in this bush. Like, look at the angle he takes, how perfect this is, and how he's going to protect himself off from this. He knows there's someone, like, he's not, you know what I mean? First shot hits. This guy's crouching. Once again, like, it's just crosshair. But look at that. It's not normal crosshair placement. Like I said, he has his smoothing turned up really high, but I can easily tell he's got something with his aim. And wall hacks. And this, to me, I'm going to show you what he's about to do right now. Looks like he's trying to hide his cheats, because when he actually sees players very obvious, he still doesn't center his screen. Really good players, once they finally notice people, they like center their screen to it or react to it. He'll see them and try, like, look how he's looking. And he acts like he doesn't see them and just like tries not to center his screen because he's trying to make it like he's not cheating. To me, that's what it really looks like to me. And then waits till he notices, because anybody's seeing that right away and angling it. Did you just shoot? I don't even know what just happened there. Did you shoot him through the wall? And then great replays, yeah. Nothing special there. Okay, now you've just seen them get in this fight. They're both in this fight, engaged, healing. Tell me how they know these guys are right here. Watch this to me. And you might think people are based up here, which is fine. You're going to see him mark them too in a second. You're going to see it come up where he marks knowing there's people here. Now I understand they made builds here, but how do you know exactly? You can tell he's going to try to bait the shot. Just wait for it. Comes over it. He marks it right now. Marks they're here. And then look, he knows they're up top. He's not even worried about those walls, I believe. Like, is this worth it? You know what I mean? With if you didn't know where they were right now. To most people sitting in like an 8x8, a 10x10, not so much. Boom, headshot. That once again, crosshair placement behind that. Those are the most notable things. Yes. The headshots are always coming out. And the way his movement is just like he has decent movement, but when he's in their box and the way he flicks his crosshairs is too consistent me hitting those shots and the way it snaps on. So to me, every time he gets eliminations, he like does this little thing, reacts like for the first 30 seconds that he's looking for somebody. That's a little weird, not too bad, but that looks like Triggerbot. So he's gonna go down. He's about to go down here. Jump on one. That looked weird, yeah. That looks super weird. He's actually gonna go for the reboot. Nobody's gonna push him, which is kind of crazy. There's so many people around him, and everyone just let that happen. That. Like, let's look at this again. These things, these shots, it's too steady and too snappy. Like, there's 0% of shakiness to it. And that's what concerns me, right? You can hit almost every headshot, but it should be, like, off-centered a little bit. Or not snap so hard. Like, that looks like such a snap. It's like if you pulled up a heat tracer map of, like, where you're hitting headshots. And if it's always hitting their nose every single time, like, obviously they're cheating, right? Sometimes they're hitting, like, their ear, their cheek, their forehead, their lips, their neck. That's a lot different, right? But you can see what this guy's saying. It looks like it's locked onto the same thing every time, and it snaps to it with zero adjustment. Like right there, it looked like he pressed it and then took it off. Oh, that was just down. Yeah, they have way too much confidence, it seems like. Oh, in this box. He's gonna hit a max damage. He's got a Havoc. Yeah, like the steadiness, it's just so unhuman. Every time when it's on their head, it's like his crosshair is never like that, and then when it's on their head, it just doesn't move. Oh. Finally using an AR a bit. Oh, gets hit. Teammates goes down. Oh. His aim with the AR here, I found this a little weird too. Like, he just does this too many times. Here's what the sprays are. It looks super weird once again, super snappy. Okay, yeah, right here. Like, this aim looks super snappy and super weird. Right there, that was, you know what I mean? What was that stutter? What was that stutter? I'm telling you guys, on aimbot and stuff, there's these little stutters where people shake or the crosshair does that weird thing. Sometimes that could happen in the game, but like, it's how many times he's doing this stuff is what I always say. That's why I go over a lot of gameplay. Not just one clip, because it adds up very fast. When you're doing this too many times, it just beats statistics. There's no way it's possible. Okay, let's see how he goes down. Oh, yeah, he's got no mats. He's done. He's just running around with that medallion. Okay. Well, let's see one more. We're going to see the game where my subscriber told me to talk about where he actually went down, and we're going to look at that, and I'm going to show you a couple more things just to really show you guys that something's not natural here. So his pop-off game where my subscriber went down was in his first game, and this looks kind of natural, right? This was one where I looked at because it's kind of suspicious where your ELO's higher, you're doing so well. That's why I looked at this one. But when you look at the first game, a lot of teams do really well at the start, try to drop a lot of high eliminations before they start fighting better players. But let's have a look. Part of the reason this gaming's dying, this game is dying too. Every game is dying because of cheating. If you guys agree with that, make sure you guys hit that sub button so more can see this, because we need to take gaming back and get rid of these cheaters, guys. Yeah, I don't know. The crosshair on that looks so strange. So he's gonna push this fight. His teammate is already in over here. He's gonna come over. Let's see what happens. Yeah. 3 headshots, okay. Another headshot. His crosshair placement, like I'm saying, it's not over their head. Like before he opened that up and it just snaps over. That's the problem. Like it just does not look human. Even for someone that hits a lot of headshots, there should be micro adjustments within that, right? That was a little sus too. So he's gonna go double pump. Well, this is the hardest usually to tell when they are cheating. He's gonna help his teammate up here. Like right there, that does. You know what I mean? It's not just like on him, it's on the same place. It looks super suspicious. There seems to be no micro adjustments made. It's like way too smooth when it's doing it. And I can tell he still has the smoothness turned up really high. And maybe I'll show it in my next video. Sometimes when they have their smoothness turned up too high, they like crouch sometimes, they're like screen shakes. Or if there's 2 people close by, the screen will like shake because it doesn't know who to go to. But look how it snaps. Because we're cooked if we can't see the difference here of what his snapping crosshair is. He's gonna go to here. This was just built. We just saw that. Whatever. They're fighting inside, so we're not worried really about walls on this one. Checking the cone. He just got a lock right here. It looked like he was acting. That was super weird. Of course we can hear them and get footprints, but that crosshair is telling what we need to be known right now. They're both crouching. We can see them now. Hits the shot. Yeah, that right there. It's almost every fight or every other fight where it doesn't look natural, and that's the problem. It's not once every 10 kills. It's like every second fight looks super suspicious. These kids are shooting. He's going to push them. Like right there, it snapped again. He didn't even shoot him, but there was such a snap to that. Somehow hit that. Wasn't even like looking at him. Body placement to there to where his trigger went. Not natural. See this? Like that right there. That did. It looked normal until he did that, right? It keeps doing it. Let's see if he has a crazy land. Okay, now it seemed like he's fake checking all this stuff, which was super weird when he was like angled at this. It's kind of strange. Here he comes. That was the This is like some of the craziest shots I've ever seen. And even there, he's not even like looking at them when he's shooting them, right? That was not natural right there. That whole fight, everything he was doing. Like the very first, maybe it was possible you're a really good player, but yeah, I mean, I think you guys can know by this crosshair placement what's going on. Yeah, yeah, he's got something with his aim too. I actually don't know if this guy has ESPs. I don't think he has them turned on. He's got something with his aim. Same with this guy, but he's got ESPs turned on as well. Slag. Yeah. What? Okay, yeah, this was it. We're like, look at this. Tell me that's not locked on at the end. That is locked on at the end. It was all normal to the final like 0.5 seconds, and then it was not natural. It looked completely normal to the last like, you know what I mean, 0.3, 0.5 seconds, and it was, you seen something click on. And the confidence he has, he's pushing these players duo, jumping in their box, duo pump every time, and it's all just about aim pretty much every time too. Nothing like god angles. It's pretty much just I'm going to try to double pump you every single time because I only hit headshots. That's the other concerning part, right? The confidence with... He's not bad at building, he's not bad at computer roll, but he's not tier 1 at all, right? And here he is, top 14, because of this aim that we're seeing. This unhuman aim, this robotic snapping. Because I've always said that's the new level of cheating, right? It's trying to hide it, which is the most scumbag level I despise as well. But that's what cheating has gone to, right? Not just trolling and, you know, hacking the game. It's like I'm trying to act like I'm actually good. That's the new meta. Like that looks like that was not human. That shot right there. It's not that you can't do that. Lots of people could do that. Right there, snapped onto him again. Like this. Like look at this. Hits a headshot, hits another headshot here. And those angles. Everything is just aim, right? Everything is just aim. That's all it ever is. And these kids always come out of nowhere. They start popping off in like the last year all the time. Craziest aim you've ever seen. Makes sense, right? He's not been doing great here. He's standing in front of the wall. He's taking so many. This guy's taking so many bad angles. Trying to get another bad angle. He should be probably dead by now. He's missed like 5 shots. Terrible angles. And let's see how he wins though. He's got 350 wood. He's just keying. You seem to have a pretty good idea where the people are crouching around him, but interesting shot. Because like I say, compared to the average player, maybe they're not bad, but like their IQ towards what they're doing, it's not at a tier 1 level. And they're not bad. Like that shot right there, same thing. That looks like Triggerbot as soon as it opened, directed towards them with their shotgun. And I think it's like these players are the type of players, they turn it way stronger up on their shotgun because it's less noticeable. And they turn it just slightly, right, on their AR. Not so many headshots, miss some shots, body shots, really turn up the smoothing on it so you're not just snapping. This is what's going on, right? Here we go, last fight. You know, and these medallions make it crazy. These guys aren't even building half the time, you know what I mean? It's just all about using these crazy medallions with jump, no fall damage. Use these items to just hit all headshots, jump in their box. And most of these cheaters, they're on low ping too, which is really unfortunate. But if you guys agree with me, we need something about these cheaters, you need to hit that sub button, leave a like, leave a comment, helps push it in the algorithm. Appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.